Welcome back, and we're continuing our dive into George Mack and all the things he's had to say on the many actual modern wisdom podcasts he's been on. But this is a really interesting clip. I absolutely love it, where he talks about how to be happy. And he flips it on his head in such a brilliant way. We're gonna break it down at the end of the video, but I want to play the clip first and then talk about it more.
So like my favorite one from like Charlie was like just inversion, which was like, this is like quite a nice introduction. This is probably like the most simple one.
This is an example of
apply regularly. Yeah, example of mental model, right? So inversion is almost comes from mathematics when you try and reverse a problem on its head. So for example, the best example I always use, because it's so woolly, trying to figure out, inversion is particularly useful for those woolly conversations or those woolly questions. So like happiness, right? What is, like, how do I become happy? Like people spend their whole lives like exploring that question. Like, what's this purpose I've got to find? Like, do I have to go to a spiritual retreat in India and sit and meditate for 2 years? But instead, Munger would just say, you just flip it on its head and go, how would I make a happy person depressed? And it's like quite easy. The answer's there then, right? So first thing you do is mess with their sleep schedule. Like completely flip it on their head, have them sleeping late, have them sleeping like awful, have blue light coming in. So you do that. Second one you do is mess with their nutrition. Like you'd have them eating awful food. You'd immediately isolate them from their friends. You'd put them in a shit job. And you'd just take away any form of meaning or hobbies from their life. So you look at those 5 things there. If you avoid all of those 5, you've basically achieved happiness, right? You're 95% of the way there. So instead of like Munger basically looks at it as, instead of trying to seek excellence, just focus on avoiding stupidity. He says that's the success of his career. Like,
I like that a lot. Instead of trying to seek excellence, just avoid stupidity. And I'm not quite sure, because I haven't avoided all my stupidity, how high you can take that. But that's definitely something I'm going to be looking at on the way forward, because there are habits that you just let slide because you're like, oh, it's not that important. But this takes me back to a video I made a while ago called "You Do It Once, You Do It 1,000 Times." It's basically talking about how we form these neural pathways in our brain. It's kind of like walking the same path. Over time, that path, like all the plants on the path are going to die, and it's going to start forming this deep ditch in the road. Like if you see those videos of horses spinning like grain or something, or going around in a circle, they walk a ditch into the ground. And the more you walk the path, the easier it is for you to then follow it in the future. So when you do something right, reward yourself and be happy about yourself like you did 1,000 times. If you are thinking about doing something that you know you shouldn't do, would you want to do that 1,000 times? Because it's never just once. It's 1,000. Like it's so often we wind up repeating these same procedures over and over again. But if we go right here, absolutely love this. Like flipping the question on its head. How would you make a happy person depressed? Deprive them of sleep, mess with their nutrition, put them in a shitty job, isolate them from their friends, take away any form of meaning in their life. I feel like when you put it this way, so you can see how so many people walk into it themselves. They stay on their phones late and don't have an actual sleep schedule and become reliant on like caffeine and stuff, and then mess with their nutrition. Like this is like literally making someone unhappy is like a form of torture, and people are literally doing this to themselves. They're eating the processed foods, they're eating the vegetable oils, they're eating this stuff that their ancestors would not know what the heck it is because it's been so manufactured. Put them in a shitty job. You don't even have to like make someone do that. Like most people willingly stick themselves in crappy jobs, and I listen to them talk about it, and it's like, why? And they're like, because the shittier my job is, the more security I have. And I'm like, holy shit, like you actually believe that. And it's sad. And then isolate them from their friends. Well, their shitty job, lack of sleep, and effed up nutrition is going to cause them to have no energy, which is basically going to do it for them. And then take away any form of meaning in their life. I mean, due to the lack of sleep, not being able to think, lack of energy from crappy nutrition, a depressing job, and no social circle, like no friends to hang out with, like in taking away from the hobbies, like literally you're not going to have any time or any mental ability to actually reflect upon your life and find what gives you meaning. And you're just going to wind up going and on autopilot. 'Cause, I mean, this is the ingredients. This is like the how-to of put someone into zombie mode where their brain doesn't function, they can't sleep, they can't fix any little issues in their life, and they have no friends to tell them these issues. Because if they had anyone to actually talk about what they're going through, someone would smack them in the head and be like, you dumbass, like, you're doing this to yourself, wake up. But no one's doing that. And you wind up with these people who just walk through their lives, and like that's what a lot of COVID was, like that huge mess. Everyone's like, I could die. I could die. Ah! It's like, yeah, you could die. Like, you could die and crash your car. Like, wake up to what actually is happening in your life. Like, if you could die, how do you want to be living your life? Do you want to be eating crap? Do you want to be not sleeping? Do you want to have your brain not function properly? Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want from your life? You have to reflect upon this and then make it happen. Like, if you just derp and go on autopilot, nothing's going to get accomplished. You need to be reflecting. You need to create space for awareness. You need to put yourself in new places where you can have new thoughts. Because when you stick to the same environment, those objects in your environment cause you to have the same thoughts. And those same thoughts produce the same outcomes, which keep you in the same environment. It's this cycle that people get stuck in. And through breaking myself out of it, I look at it and I'm like, holy crap, like, how did I stick myself in this thing? Like, it's like a living hell you wake up from it. I literally have videos on my channel where I talk about waking up from the Matrix, and like that's what it is. When you finally fix your sleep, when you finally eat real food and get nutrition, when you finally stop working that soul-sucking job, when you talk and hang out with your friends more, you're like, huh, life is so much enjoyable. Like, why did I ever put myself in that situation where all I did was work, had no energy, ate junk food, and then like watch TV because I had no energy, and then due to watching TV, I wouldn't sleep, and then I'd wake up and be basically dead, require 2 Bang energy drinks to actually get me out of bed in the morning. It's like, no wonder my brain didn't work. Like, I was doing everything on the list. Like, literally, screenshot this, put this like on your wall. Like, I was doing everything on this list required if you wanted to make someone unhappy. And then when you're unhappy, of course you need more medication. Your brain's not functioning properly. You don't have proper dopamine going through your brain. Of course you need ADHD medication to help regulate it. And one thing I found is I need my medication less the more I actually enjoy my life. Like, Dana White has this quote, and he basically said, make your life something that you want to wake up to. And I was like, that's really simple, but like, yeah, make your, like, I don't use an alarm clock. When I wake up in the morning, I jump out of bed because I like my life. I like doing the things I do. And I've designed it this way. It's not an easy thing. It's not something you do overnight like that, but it comes from avoiding those pitfalls that you fall into, avoiding that binge, avoiding drinking. Like, maybe don't go out with your friends. I mean, it's Monday night, so yeah, don't go out with friends tonight. Like, go drinking. Like, I don't know, go rock climbing. It's really awesome, man. Go to a jiu-jitsu class. Like, do something you've wanted to do. Just break the cycle and try something new. If you're really stuck in this, like, one thing you can do is take a vacation. It is freaking magic. When you break and leave your environment, you can reevaluate all of your habits that you have and see them in a new light. But you need to be conscious and aware while you take this break. You need to put down the phone. If you stay on your phone while you take a vacation, you will not get the full impact of it. And that's something I've realized through taking a vacation with my phone and taking one with my phone but barely using it all. Like, the second one it was like a spiritual awakening. But like, do this stuff. Hopefully this video doesn't apply to you, but like, there is some way. I can guarantee you're not getting perfect sleep, perfect nutrition, loving your job completely, you're not isolating yourself from your friends, or like, if you had the perfect, happiest life, like, you wouldn't have clicked on this video. So yeah, that's the simple truth of it. Like, there's very few people actually living this way, but I'm moving forward. I'm implementing systems and looking for systems to improve my life. So if that speaks to you, subscribe to the channel and like it. If it doesn't, like, have fun watching some mindless content, man. But best of luck to you. Anyways, I'm gonna put a playlist up here with other videos on George Mack, which talk about productivity, which is actually lies, mostly just prioritizing your work. And I'm gonna put subscribe over here. So peace out, and I'll catch you next time.